What if I told you that the reason you have not achieved your biggest goals has nothing to do with talent, intelligence, money, or connections? What if the real problem is that you are trying to chase 25 dreams at the same time? And what if the solution to finally achieving everything you set your mind to came from one of the greatest investors in history? Today, we are diving deep into Warren Buffett's 525 system. This is not just a productivity hack. This is not another trendy morning routine. This is a brutally simple framework that forces clarity, and clarity changes everything. But before we even touch the system itself, we need to talk about something uncomfortable. Because most people don't fail due to lack of ambition. They fail because of habits. Small habits, comfortable habits, addictive habits. Habits that feel harmless in the moment but quietly sabotage long-term success. So before we build, we must remove. Before we focus, we must eliminate. And the first thing you must let go of is the addiction to instant gratification. We live in a world designed to distract you. Fast food is everywhere. Streaming platforms are endless. Social media refreshes every second. Video games reward you instantly. Online shopping delivers dopamine in 2 clicks. Every single one of these things gives you a quick hit of pleasure. Your brain loves it. Your brain releases dopamine. You feel good. You feel satisfied. But here is the problem. Success does not reward instantly. Success compounds. Success grows quietly. Success demands patience. Imagine this. You buy a burger, you enjoy it in 10 minutes, you feel good immediately. Now imagine investing in the company that sells that burger. You do not feel the reward instantly, but 10 years later, that decision could change your life. One is pleasure, the other is power. Most people choose pleasure. Warren Buffett built his empire by choosing power. The second habit you must eliminate is laziness disguised as waiting for the right time. People say success is luck. They say some people are just born in the right place. They say the market was easier back then. They say the algorithm favored others. They say they will start next month. They say they will start when they feel ready. But here is the truth. Luck favors movement. Opportunities reveal themselves to people already in motion. Think of success like an iceberg. You see the yachts, you see the headlines, you see the interviews. That is the visible tip. What you do not see are the decades of reading, analyzing, failing, adjusting, and persisting. You do not see the nights spent studying balance sheets. You do not see the rejection. You do not see the mistakes. You do not see the discipline. Laziness tells you that you can skip the underwater part. Reality says you cannot. The third habit that must go is wasting time. Everyone has 24 hours. Not similar hours. The same hours. 86,400 seconds per day. That is your daily allowance. You cannot save it. You cannot borrow from tomorrow. You cannot roll it over. You either invest it or you burn it. There is no neutral. Watching television for 5 hours is not neutral. Scrolling endlessly is not neutral. Complaining is not neutral. Every minute spent unaligned with your goals is a vote for a different future. Now, let me flip this. Reading 1 chapter per day compounds. Learning 1 skill per month compounds. Building 1 connection per week compounds. Time is the ultimate asset. Warren Buffett understands compounding better than almost anyone alive. He applies it to money, but he also applies it to attention. The fourth habit you must eliminate is neglecting your body and your sleep. This might sound simple, but it is not optional. If your body is tired, your mind is foggy. If your mind is foggy, your decisions are weak. If your decisions are weak, your results suffer. Some people function well on 6 hours, others need 8, some need 9. The number does not matter. What matters is energy. Creativity requires energy. Strategic thinking requires energy. Emotional control requires energy. Without sleep, you're negotiating with life from a disadvantage. The fifth habit is excuses. Excuses are comfortable. Excuses protect your ego. Excuses explain away inaction. You blame your background. You blame the economy. You blame your boss. You blame your partner. You blame your age. You blame your past. But here is the hard truth. You may not be responsible for where you started, but you are responsible for where you go next. There is a powerful phrase that changes everything. It is not about the cards you are dealt. It is about how you play your hand. Two people can start in the same situation and end in completely different realities, because one chooses ownership and the other chooses explanation. The sixth habit you must eliminate is multitasking. This one is deceptive. It feels productive. It looks productive. You have 10 tabs open. Your phone is buzzing. You are replying to emails. You are checking messages. You are half working. You are half distracted. You tell yourself you're handling everything, but you are not. You are fragmenting your focus. You are reducing the quality of every task. High performers do not do more things. They do fewer things better. Jeff Bezos is known for focusing intensely on one decision at a time. Warren Buffett reads for hours without interruption. Deep work creates deep results. Shallow attention creates shallow outcomes. Now that we have cleared the ground, now that we have removed the biggest obstacles, we can finally talk about the system. The 5-25 system. It was born from a simple conversation. Warren Buffett once asked his personal pilot about his career goals. The pilot had been working with him for years. Buffett asked him to list his top 25 career goals. The pilot wrote them down. Then Buffett told him to circle the 5 most important ones. Just 5, not 12. The pilot did it. Now he had 2 lists. 5 top priorities, 20 secondary goals. And then Buffett asked the most important question, "What are you going to do with the other 20? The pilot responded confidently, "I will work on those when I have time. They are still important." Buffett stopped him. He said, "No, you have it wrong. The 20 goals you did not circle just became your avoid-at-all-cost list. That is the power of the system. Let me walk you through it step by step. Create space. You cannot do this exercise while distracted. You cannot do it while scrolling. You cannot do it while multitasking. You need silence. You need reflection. You need honesty. Sit alone, no notifications. Ask yourself a simple but profound question. Where is my life heading? And more importantly, where do I want it to head? Write down 25 goals, career goals, financial goals, personal goals, health goals, creative goals, big goals, small goals. Do not filter. Do not judge. Just write. Let your mind empty onto paper. This is important because most people never clarify what they actually want. They say they want success, but success is vague. They say they want money, but how much? They say they want freedom, but what does that mean? Clarity is power. When you finish, you will have a list of 25 desires. Now comes the difficult part. Step 3. Circle only 5, not 7. This is painful because it forces trade-offs. It forces you to admit that some goals, while good, are not essential right now. And that is where growth happens. When everything is important, nothing is important. Step 4. Separate the lists. One list contains the 5 goals. The other list contains the remaining 20. Now, here is where most people fail. They treat the 20 as backup goals. They think they will multitask their way into progress. But that is not how focus works. Step 5. Make your top 5 visible. Put them on your wall. Put them on your desk. Put them somewhere you will see them daily. Repetition programs your subconscious. Visibility reinforces commitment. Every day you wake up and see those 5 goals. They become real. They stop being wishes. They become missions. Ignore the other 20. Ignore them. Do not allocate time to them. Do not occasionally work on them. Do not let them distract you. They are not bad goals. They are simply not your priority right now. Focus creates momentum. Momentum creates results. Results create confidence. Confidence accelerates everything. Now let me connect this to something powerful. The 5-25 system mirrors the 80-20 principle. The Pareto principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In business, a small percentage of customers generate most revenue. In investing, a small percentage of investments generate most returns. In life, a small percentage of actions create most outcomes. Warren Buffett's portfolio is a perfect example. He may hold dozens of companies, but a few core holdings drive the majority of his wealth. He does not chase everything. He concentrates. This is not accidental. This is strategy. Now, let me ask you something. If you truly focused on 5 goals for the next 2 years, what would change? If you eliminated distractions completely, what would happen? If you invested your time like Buffett invests capital, what could your life look like? Imagine this scenario. You want to build a business. You also want to learn 3 languages. You want to get in peak physical shape. You want to write a book. You want to start a podcast. You want to travel the world. You want to master investing. You want to build a massive social media presence. All of these are admirable. But trying to do all of them at once guarantees mediocrity. Now imagine you choose 5. You build your business. You improve your health. You master investing. You strengthen your key relationships. You develop one high-value skill. For 2 years, you ignore everything else. Do you see the difference? Intensity replaces dilution. Progress replaces overwhelm. Completion replaces endless starting. Here is something most people misunderstand. Focus is not about saying yes to what matters. It is about saying no to what does not. Even if it is good, even if it is attractive, even if it is exciting. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Remember the instant gratification we talked about? The 5-25 system is the antidote. It channels your energy. It simplifies your path. It removes decision fatigue. It eliminates internal conflict. When you know your 5, your day becomes clearer. When someone invites you into a new project, you check your list. If it does not align, you decline. When a shiny opportunity appears, you check your list. If it distracts, you ignore it. This is how empires are built, one focused step at a time. And here is the beauty of the system. It is cyclical. Once you achieve your 5 goals, you revisit the remaining 20. You add new ideas. You reevaluate. You choose a new 5. You repeat. Life becomes a series of focused seasons, not chaotic juggling acts. Let me tell you something powerful. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they drastically underestimate what they can do in 5 years of focused effort. 5 years of distraction feels like spinning wheels. 5 years of focus feels like transformation. Think about Warren Buffett. He did not get rich in a single investment. He built wealth over decades. He read daily. He invested patiently. He stayed consistent. He ignored noise. That is the mindset behind the 5-25 system. It is not about urgency. It is about precision. It is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters. So here is your challenge. Tonight, sit down alone. No excuses. Write 25 goals. Be honest. Then, circle 5. Feel the discomfort. Feel the tension. That discomfort is growth. Then commit. Relentlessly protect those 5 goals like they are assets in your portfolio. Because they are. Your time is capital. Your attention is capital. Your energy is capital. Invest wisely. One day, you will look back, and you will realize that everything changed, not because you worked harder, but because you focused smarter, because you stopped chasing everything, because you chose 5, and because you refused to let the other 20 steal your future. Remember this: clarity creates confidence. Confidence fuels action. Action creates results. Results build freedom, and freedom is the ultimate return on investment. The 5-25 system is simple. But simple does not mean easy. It requires honesty. It requires discipline. It requires courage. But if you apply it fully, not halfway, not casually, but fully, you will achieve more in the next few years than most people achieve in a lifetime. The question is not whether the system works. The question is whether you will commit to it. 5 goals. Total focus. 0 distraction. That is how you achieve everything you set your mind to. And it all starts with a piece of paper and the courage to choose.